being crushed beneath the weight, this almighty weight. You all right there, Jesus, as I'm dying right here. Hi guys, Father Columba here. Wanted to talk to you today about Palm Sunday. This is a little palm cross. You've probably seen these before if you've gone along to Palm Sunday before. Sometimes called Passion Sunday because we read a big long passion, whichever one of the synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark or Luke, that's been read that year, they'll have the full passion account from that gospel. So this year it will be Luke, I believe. And before that they talk about Jesus' triumphal entrance into Jerusalem. So everyone gets palm branches, palm of some description, or sometimes whatever, just some leaves. If you're really blessed, you get to do a whole procession through the streets with music. That's kind of what's encouraged, and then you enter into the church for the full liturgy. This is what we do because this is what they did the first time Jesus did this triumphal entrance into Jerusalem in preparation for Holy Week, 1 week prior to his death and resurrection. I actually really like this image of the palm branches. There's just some things that I've used little as meditation points around this that I wanted to share with you that might be helpful for you as we prepare for Holy Week. One of our priests used to say, we follow Jesus on the way of the cross, as he carries his huge cross. He would refer to his own cross, the crosses of his own life, as a styrofoam cross that he was carrying, meaning really, really light. Styrofoam cross with wheels on the bottom, just so that there's very I'm being crushed beneath the weight, this almighty weight. You all right there, Jesus, as I'm dying right here. His whole point was, if we keep our eyes on Jesus' suffering, then ours, by comparison, can be like, well, no one whipped me today. I wasn't rejected by my entire nation. It can be really helpful, but also it's good to keep our eyes on Jesus' suffering and passion, not just to keep ours in context and in perspective, but also because we get to unite our crosses, our sufferings with his. We get to, in a very real sense, participate in his sufferings. Again, in a good sense, become mine. So I know I've spoken before about Jesus. When he died on the cross, he died for my sins. So he took on the guilt of my sin on the cross, and he paid the price for my sins on the cross. Me and him through my baptism are one. But also it works the other way, that I in him suffered on the cross. I in Jesus, in my union with him, I died on the cross. I actually was also the one who paid the price for my sins in a mystical way. In a way I didn't feel the pain for it. By my act of faith, I get to participate to the same degree as I would as if I had been the one on the cross. St. Paul talks about this. It's in the book of Revelation. There's elements of that in there, of this sense in which we already were in that place. And in fact, we're also already in heaven. My little palm cross, my little styrofoam cross with wheels, Jesus doesn't look down on it. He doesn't go, your sufferings. That's nothing. I once had 8 wisdom teeth removed. No, he doesn't try to one-up us. He has total love and compassion for us in our sufferings, because my cross for me is about all I can handle, and probably the same for you, right? In fact, I try to escape from a lot of my crosses, but he has real compassion and meets us in our pain and helps us, even though he did so much already, he helps us in our pain and in our weakness, where we might continue to fall morally or physically or whatever. He wants to help us to continue on our journey with him. So as we head this week into Holy Week, as we head towards the cross, and as we also head towards the resurrection, which again are not just what Jesus did for me, it's also part of your story. This is something that every Christian has to go through, at least by faith, and probably in a few other ways as well. And to insert your sufferings into his, to unite your sufferings, come alongside him, be like Simon of Cyrene, helping him carry his cross as he helps you carry yours. I've got this tiny little hammer. For every time I kind of do this little hammering, this little action, he takes out this, colossal galaxy-sized hammer and crushes whatever it is in my life that needs crushing and redeeming and fixing. And my little tapping, if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't get to have that huge gift that he bestows on me, that your little cross is essential because otherwise you wouldn't have a participation in his. So we go in procession with branches, even to the altar of the cross, the altar of the Mass. We have to participate in these things by faith, by conviction, or we will have no part in him. As Jesus said to Peter, if you do not let me wash your feet, Peter, you can have no part in me. And Jesus was like, well, Peter was, well then, wash everything in me. Jesus was like, no, I just need to wash your feet. That's all right. And so too, brothers and sisters, we need to participate. Take everything you have, and maybe your offerings, your sufferings, your penances of Lent. You think, oh, I failed so many times, so pathetic. Oh, God's just got to despise it. No, he won't. He will receive it. As a mother receiving the first painting that their child ever does for them. It's a mess. It's a disaster. And they will probably keep it for the rest of their lives and dote over it because it expresses, it's the first time that this child has poured out its love and thanks for their mother in this way. And so too, God, he dotes over your small, little, poor gifts and offerings, your tiny little wafer thin cross. Here you go, Jesus. He unites it to his and he makes it perfect. So when you give this, you actually give the entire cross of Jesus and all that that represents. Do not let the pride or the embarrassment over your smallness and your poverty stop you from entering into the fullness of your inheritance, brothers and sisters. This week is your week, your triumph, your suffering, and your victory. Just bring what it is you have to bring. Don't hold back. God bless you.